Hey guys, what's up? It's Emily. Today's video I'm just gonna be talking about the books I've read this summer break. Well, this book, I'm counting it as reading over summer break, but I actually started reading this like way before school got out. And I don't know, I got into this big reading slump and it took me like 3 months to read this book. Not even joking. It was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And another part of it is because this is the book where like Harry's all like angry at the world and like, spoiler, but Sirius Black dies. He's one of my favorite characters, and so I knew that and I was dreading it, and so it just took me a while to get through it. But I mean, it's Harry Potter. I loved it, of course. It's Harry Potter. I mean, 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Come on. Then, of course, after that book, I had to read the next one, Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince. Well, this one, it did take me a while because, I mean, it's big, and the beginning of my summer was very busy. Actually, my whole summer was really busy. This one was way better, or not way better, but like emotionally, like Harry was emotionally, and me like reading it was way better than Order of the Phoenix, and it was more like, okay, I really kind of want to read. Order of the Phoenix was kind of like, I really need to read it and I love it, but like Harry's depressing and Sirius Black is gonna die. So anyway, so I read this one, again, 5 out of 5 stars. It's Harry Potter. So of course I had to follow up with Harry Potter the Deathly Hallows. This one I kind of read the same amount of time as Half-Blood Prince, maybe shorter than that, I can't really remember. And yeah, Harry Potter, final book, 5 out of 5 stars again. It's Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter nerd. Harry Potter is like one of my all-time favorite series. It probably is my all-time favorite series. So, I mean, yep. Then Booktubeathon started. So yeah, those 3 took me from like May to like Booktubeathon July. So that just shows how much I'd been reading. So these are my Booktubeathon books next. If you have watched my Booktubeathon videos, you know like what books I read, but I don't really think I reviewed them. Anyway, so the next book I read was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is along with Harry Potter, and it's really cool because this book was like one of their books they needed for Hogwarts. And I mean, there's a new movie coming out, and the movie isn't like based off the book, like the plot line. There is really no plot line. It's like a textbook, and it's just basically the Fantastic Beasts in Harry Potter, like from dragons to Grindylows to merpeople to whatever. And occasionally it has commentary by Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and it's kind of like if you're into the Mortal Instrument series, which I suggest, the Shadowhunters Codex is kind of like that, except that this kind of has less commentary, but it's fine because it was really interesting. Like, I don't know, at least me, I'm really interested in all the like beasts and stuff in Harry Potter and you know, all that. And so, I mean, it's only like 80 or pages, and I read it in one day. I mean, I was reading it for Booktubeathon, and I probably still would have read it in one day if I wasn't reading it for Booktubeathon. And I'm really excited for the movie. Like, holy crap, that new trailer, like, it had the Harry Potter theme music, and I was like by myself, so I was like rocking out to that music. It was great. Then the next book I read for Booktubeathon was The Martian by Andy Weir, and this is based off the movie, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed the movie too. I'd actually seen the movie first, and I loved the movie, and so I really wanted to read the book for a while. And it's really funny, but it's really sciencey. So if you're going into it, you should really like be prepared for science, and if you love science and you understand science perfectly, then this is a great book for science people. But even if you're not really that big into science, you can kind of just get the gist of like what he has to do. But it was really good, and it's actually pretty similar to the movie. Next book I read for Booktubeathon is Looking for Alaska by John Green, and John Green is my favorite author. Like, you could give me an essay by John Green and I would read it. So I really liked this book. And then the next book I read for Booktubeathon is The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. I probably just butchered that name. This is based off like, well, okay, it's not based off. The Disney movie was based off of this book. I almost said the book was based off the Disney movie, but it's flip-flopped. And it was interesting. I mean, it had the classic-y type of language in it, the like ye and thou and all that stuff, which takes a little bit. I kind of gave it a 3 stars because the first half of it is what happened in the movie, which is the part that I liked and understood, And then the second half had like, it was just really random, and I kind of didn't comprehend it as much, and it just kind of got confusing towards the end. So I kind of have mixed emotions. Like the first half I really liked. The second half I didn't like. But anyway, I mean, if you like classics and you like Disney movies, like if you're a huge Disney fan, I mean, I would suggest reading at least the first half of it, because it's with the movie. Like, I was reading and I was like, hey, that's the part in that movie. So yeah, and I mean, it was okay. So I mean, like, I understand why like some people like it, but it just, I don't know, it just, the second half was just not of my liking. Booktubeathon ended after that. Jungle Book was the last book I read from Booktubeathon. Then I just decided to go ahead and read the rest of what I had for Booktubeathon, because my Booktubeathon pile this year was all like single books. There was no series. So I decided, hey, why not? So the next book I read was We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. And holy crap. Oh my gosh, this book. I can't really tell you what it's about. It's really suspenseful and not suspenseful. Cryptic. It's really cryptic, and like you don't really, it's like a big mystery and you don't really know what's happening until like the very end. But I really enjoyed it. The characters per se, some I liked, some I didn't. The plot was amazing. Writing was really good. I like E. Lockhart's writing. And I mean, I gave it, I think, a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I can't remember. But I mean, I really enjoyed it, and it was everything people had told me it was. And don't like Google this. Just don't. It's really, if you're going to read it, just go into it. It's so much better that way. Like, if someone had told me like what happened, it would ruin everything. Like, honestly, everything. And then the next book I read, this isn't part of my Booktubeathon like pile. I got Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. So I almost read this in one day, but I didn't because I was packing and I got really tired and fell asleep. But I finished it in the airport before I even got on the first plane. This is about a girl named Audrey who has a really bad like social anxiety, which I have, like not as bad as she does, but like, I mean, I think everyone has part of like some social anxiety, but like getting up and speaking in front of class is really hard for me. It's really hard for me at school, but like it's to the point where she has to wear these glasses even really in front of her family, and she doesn't really like, I mean, talk to really anyone. And it was just very relatable to at least me. And I know they think that everyone on some level is like can relate to this. And I just loved it, and I loved the characters, and I loved the story, and it was so relatable, and it was a really like feel good book for me. At least it made me feel really happy when I was reading it. And it was a really quick read. It's not that long, and it was really good. I really love this book, and I suggest it to anyone who has any form of social anxiety. It's so relatable, and it helps to like know that you're just like not alone. Okay, this was a book from my Booktubeathon pile, and it was Isla and the Happily Ever After. And I also read this while I was in Mexico, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love Stephanie Perkins. Stephanie Perkins wrote Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After. And oh my goodness, I love each of them so much. It makes me just so happy. Like, I'm getting so giddy just even talking about it. They're contemporaries, like the really good, light, fluffy contemporaries, the romance and the cuteness and the adorableness of a really good romance. And oh my gosh, it was so good. And I'm kind of sad now because I don't have any more Stephanie Perkins books to read. And if I had to like pick like my order, I would have to go Anna, Isla, Lola. I mean, I all gave them 5 out of 5 stars. It's just, I think I like Anna the best and Isla and Lola. And Isla is about this girl who goes to school in France. And if you read Anna and the French Kiss, it's the same school that Anna went. And it's like an American school in France, but she lives, like, her family, like, lives in Manhattan. So it starts off in the summer in Manhattan, and she has this huge crush on this guy at her school named Josh. Josh was in Anna and the French Kiss. He's St. Clair's best friend. And if you don't know Anna and the French Kiss, or you don't know anything about it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But, so she has a huge crush on him, and then, well, Josh's friends were all, like, a year ahead of them, and they all graduate. So Josh is kind of alone, and so they meet over the summer, like, once, and she had gotten her wisdom teeth out, and so she's usually super shy, but she was all loopy and stuff, so she actually went up and talked to him, and so then they, like, start talking, and it's so cute, and then, like, they become, like, friends, and then, like, more than friends, obviously, because it's contemporary, and, like, stuff happens. Oh my god, it's so cute. I love it so much. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to reread these eventually because it's so cute and adorable. Oh, sorry, my heart is just expanding so much right now because I love these books so much. They're so good. You guys should read them. Okay, so then this is the last book of Booktubeathon books that I read, and that was My Life Next Door. And this was really good. It was cute, it was funny, I liked it. My only problem with it was kind of like the ending, not like the very ending, but like the climax, I guess, I thought was just kind of like, okay, whoa. Drama can come down just a little. So this one is about a girl named Samantha. I forgot her name. And she lives with her mom and her sister, but her sister really isn't in the book that much. And her mom is like she's like a senator, I don't know, she's some really important political person, but not like president or anything. And so her mom's like running again, like elections are coming up again, and she's trying to get reelected, and her mom is all really neat, like she vacuums like 3 times a day, like honestly it's insane. And next door is the garret, like a family with a lot of kids, and of course they're like loud and like messy and like not as organized as her mom. And her mom is always like, oh, don't you talk to those carrots, oh those carrots, blah 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 blah. And so Samantha had never really like talked to them or really even noticed them. And then, of course, she meets Jace, and, well, I mean, stuff happens. And by stuff, I mean lovey stuff happens. So, yeah, and it was really cute, and it was really good. It's a contemporary. If you're in the mood for contemporary, I really suggest this. Then, I was waiting for this book for a really long time, and I pre-ordered it. So it didn't come 2 days after it came out. And so I was, like, going through, like, withdrawal symptoms from something I didn't even have yet. So yeah, and that's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling. Rowling? Did I just say Rowling? It's Rowling. I hate myself. So, well, I'm not going to give a description for this book because I think it's better to go into it without knowing anything like I did. And this is, well, they say it's like the 8th story to Harry Potter, but it's actually based off of the play that J.K. Rowling, oh my god, I keep saying it, J.K. Rowling and John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, they all contribute to this book, but Jack Thorne kind of made this play, and this is the script. This is basically a script book, and the format takes a little bit to get used to, but I mean, you can read it in like 3 to 4 hours. It's a very quick read. And I mean, I was fine with it. It just took like maybe 50 pages to get used to it, and then you're fine. And I really liked it. Don't be all like, oh my gosh, it's like a new Harry Potter book. Well, I mean it is, but like it's a script book. So don't have like expectations super high because you can't really get the same connection as when you're reading Harry Potter. But it's just kind of like nice to have like more, like you know more of like the story, like continuation. And Scorpius is like my favorite character. Scorpius is honestly me sometimes. I loved him so much. I need more of just Scorpius and Rose. It was really good. I mean, I can understand why some people didn't like it, but I liked it. Like personally, I enjoyed it. Okay, so the last book I read this summer was for school. So yeah. And it's called The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. And like I had to read it for school, and I had to annotate it, and we had to do this huge packet for it. Blah. So yeah, this is this. So yeah, those are the books I read this summer, as I slur over my words. That's really it for this video. So I read 13 books this summer. My goal was 20. 7 short. That's okay. So yeah, I will see you guys whenever I make a new video. Bye!